us get it quiet for a moment and know that who we are is not only every day we're new, we're also the love of the divine. As we know that God is all there is, that means that we are also God. We are God in form, and in this form, we get to do our best to learn to be the best divine love, beauty, peace, joy, whatever that there is. And on this beautiful spring morning, we celebrate. We celebrate all of that. We celebrate our newness. We celebrate the newness of spring and what comes next and the beauty of the creation that we've been given. We celebrate one another. We celebrate all that is. I'm so grateful for all of it, and together we sing. And so it is. Roses today. Beautiful.
Good morning, every day.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy spring, happy Easter, happy Passover. It's all happening right now, right? Good morning. My name is Denise Corlizzi, and I'm your MC. I need a little box to stand on. Anyway, so welcome to Everyday Center for Spiritual Living, where we empower each other to live joy-filled lives every day. That's right. So are there any first-time visitors today, or anyone that hasn't been in a while that would like to stand up and say hi? Good morning. Yes.
Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Hi. It's Tina. Tina's visiting from Colorado again, and hopefully she'll be back again soon.
Yes.
And
It's just Christine.
it's
just
Christine. It's Christine with her
Good to see you all.
lovely Easter blue hair. I love it. Anyone else? Well, welcome both of you back after a while. We're always happy to see familiar faces, as we all are every single Sunday. All right, so does anyone have a birthday or an announcement, or not an announcement, what am I talking about? It's inviting trouble. Birthday or celebration that they'd like to announce, yes. Carol Rose.
My older son Kevin will be 55 on Tuesday.
Oh my gosh, Carol's oldest son, Kevin, will be 55 on Tuesday. Wow,
I
it's
know.
not possible.
I know.
Patty?
We just celebrated my daughter-in-law's birthday, and she is 45.
Patty's daughter-in-law is 45. Awesome. And Stephen?
I'm just milking it. It's only been 6 days since my birthday. I turned 81.
Well, if we're on a roll, I was April 4th and 57.
That's
So
right. April 4th, Tina's birthday.
Yep.
So she wasn't here, so we'll celebrate today. Anyone else have any announcements or?
I have an
anything?
announcement.
No, I didn't want an announcement. We need to get Mitzi.
oh,
Mitzi.
that's all right.
She's a welcoming committee.
Yeah.
All right, I think, is that covered it? Patty, did you really have something?
I do.
Okay.
I wanted to announce the Coda Singers concert next Sunday at 3 o'clock at the Unitarian Church.
All right, Patty is singing and with the Coda Singers, and there's a concert next Sunday at the Unitarian Church right on Cordova and Barcelona.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
$20. And it's a really fun concert.
And what's the
About
chorus?
$20.
With Coda.
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 We are 11 singers,
Oh, yeah.
and they were formerly Zia singers, so that's why they're Coda Singers.
Coda Singers are now, we're former Zia singers, so it's all coming full circle. So just let's go celebrate with Patty and song. Yes, that would be awesome. All right, Joseph, I think it's time.
We celebrate you, we celebrate you, we celebrate you, we celebrate you. We celebrate
you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Our annual meeting is just in a couple weeks. It's the 30th of April. We have board members that are going to be up for election, and we have a lot of good business to discuss and a lot of happy news, I guess. So just come on, we'll have a little snack, we'll stay, and we'll have a good annual board. Yes.
I heard a rumor there's gonna be a jewelry sale.
There is a rumor, you jumped ahead of me, but there is a rumor. Not only a jewelry sale.
He's so excited.
He's so excited, not only a jewelry sale, but a pie auction. Holy moly.
How bad can that be?
I mean,
Yeah.
talk about a 1-2 punch, that's pretty awesome. So that will be on May the 7th.
Oh, yeah.
So don't start baking yet, but get your pies in mind, and then we can, we'll have a great fundraising event. It'll be here in the sanctuary.
Oh, great.
And we're gonna get signs and things, so anyone else that would like to help publicize it, come see us, see Ann or me or any of the board members. That'd be great. Okay. So, today's practitioners on duty for prayer, we have Reverend Diana Lee on the Zoom platform, and we have Carol Rose in the house. And there's also a lot of practitioners here, so if anyone needs extra prayer support, please take advantage of the gifts that we so generously give to everybody, just to support you in whatever ways that we can. Next Sunday, Ann talks about, and then what? Today is myth or magic, and then what? So you gotta come back and listen for that. And our special guest is Michu Landon for music, so we always love seeing her. All right, I think I got it all. Okay, so thank you everyone for being here. Let's get up, greet each other, say we're glad you're here, and happy day.
This is a lovely dog. Is this one yours?
She's not mine, no.
She's Carol Rose's.
Yes.
Hi, I'm
Just trying
Christine.
to keep her from toppling anybody else that came in the door. I'm Tina.
Tina, and you're from Colorado?
I am. I've known Anna Denise for decades.
Oh, yeah.
So they have an active campaign going to get me to move here, and it seems to be working. So yeah.
Hello, Zoomers.
Down. Hello. How are you?
Hi, Sarah.
Good to see you again.
Likewise.
Yeah. How's everything been?
Nice to meet Carol and Bob. I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Different. I hear right.
Everything shifted,
and
somehow I managed to keep steering the boat.
Okay, good.
Making the shifts.
Good.
And here we are.
Good. I'm glad to hear.
Yeah.
So, all good.
I actually had some insights this morning that were helpful.
What?
Considering I'm a practitioner and I ought to,
Right.
It's okay.
Right. Yes.
Sometimes we have to,
Right.
kind of.
Right.
There's sometimes troughs.
Well, changing course, is okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We adapt. So
We
good.
do adapt.
Yep.
Yes. So more people are coming.
This is a good thing.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, we'll just keep you from toppling anybody. He's like,
She says,
but,
and she can pull the whole thing off. Just so.
I'm sure, yes.
The collar and all. So just to forewarn you, you don't actually have as much control as you might
Come
hope.
here. Listen. Come here. Yeah, it's a good dog.
Just a reminder, you're right at the microphone. So.
Yes. Yes. Come on. Down.
So Joseph is going to play us some inspiration. And Fourtette is going to Carol. They do. Jackie and Patty. Now is the time. Okay. All right, here we go.
So we're going to share a song for you that we'd love you to join us in singing. It's on page 10 in the new songbook, May I Be Empty. And if you don't know the song, listen to it once. We're going to sing it 3 or 4 times. So once you've heard it, please join us. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. One more time. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me well? Thank you. The 5 elements of nature and 7 directions form a framework of spiritual practices and learnings. Each of the 5 elements are associated with a sacred direction. The first element is earth and is associated with the direction north. Earth is a reflection of thought and wisdom. It represents the darkness of winter, of waiting, of troubles, trials, and sadness. And it also is of contemplation, willingness, and decision. Earth is associated with the color green, fertility, strength, abundance, and self-responsibility. The northern animals, the white buffalo, the moose, and the bear, are symbolic of patience. Be patient with the seasons of your life. The second element is air, is associated with the direction east, and celebrates the newness of spring, symbolizing victory, change, knowledge, success. Winter has faded. The intuitive power within renews, and life emerges and re-emerges. The color is yellow, and it symbolizes protection and healing. Words are offered to the east, to the birds in flight, owls, hawks, and hummingbirds, as they fly with spirit. The third element, fire, is associated with the direction south and is akin to summer, a delicious time of great abundance. The color is red. Long, sunny days filled with passion, creativity, and inspiration. The eagle with keen sight and the wolf proud to be a part of the tribe are messengers of strength, courage, protection, of fire. The fourth element is water and lays in the west. In the west, the waters are blue, expressive, compassionate, peaceful, and healing. West is represented by the collaborative beaver preparing for winter as the snake sheds his skin in transformation. All life is righteous and shall be free. The fifth element is spirit and denoted by the direction up. above the stars, tranquil and amazing. The sixth element is divine, goddess, soul, the mystery of all. It is denoted by the direction down, representing our foundation, our roots in the soul. The seventh direction is at your center. It is within each living being. This is the very center of the self and is the center of all paths. All paths lead to you, through you. Please close your eyes if that's comfortable and repeat after me. All paths lead to me.
All paths lead to me.
All good leads to me.
All good leads to me.
I choose to be resurrected through all my good.
I choose to be resurrected through all my good.
I am blessed and highly favored.
I am blessed and highly favored.
So be it, amen, and so it is.
So be it, amen, and so it is.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Carol Rose, and I am a practitioner here at the Everyday Center. And I found some words in Ernest Holmes' This Thing Called You this morning that I'm going to share. I have no idea whether it has anything to do with anything Ann will say, but it doesn't really matter. I've decided. Who loses his life shall find it. Since the whole teaching of Jesus was that God is life, he could not have meant that you should actually lose your life, but that you should let go of the lesser in order to experience the greater. This is not a bad bargain. If you lose a sense of unhappiness, you will become happy. If you lose a sense of confusion, you will be at peace. If you could become consciously and subjectively aware, even for one moment, of your true spiritual perfection, there would become such a conversion of your mind as instantly to heal your physical body. Lose your sense of being separated from your good, and you will find that you are united with it. The next time any obstacle appears on your path, try to realize that it is not an entity, person, or self-created condition. It is not true to the larger life within you. Satisfy your mind that it is not a thing in itself. Cease fighting it and begin to realize its opposite. Know there are no obstructions in spirit, and you are already our spirit. Identify yourself with the truth, which knows no obstruction. I think that was for me, actually. Anyway, short affirmation. I know Diana Lee already did some, but here's two more short ones. I will speak them, and then I will say them, and you can repeat after me. I know that God is always right where I am.
I know that God.
Let me do the second one first. I know that at the center of my being there is a positive affirmation of life. I know that God is always right where I am. I know that at the center of my being there is a positive affirmation of life. And so it is.
And so it is.
Good morning. I'm Joseph Selleck, music director, and this morning it's great to welcome back the Fourtette, ECSL Fourtette. This is Patty Berry, Jackie Hyra, and Rev Ann Jackie's joining us for the first time in the Fourtette, and I'm delighted to have you as part of the ensemble. Please come on up. We've been working hard, and we have two beautiful songs by a singer-songwriter from Colorado Springs. Her name is Denise Rosier, and the first song we're going to share with you is called You Are the Light. Please join me in welcoming the Fourtette.
I don't know exactly, but I know it wasn't here.
Did you put the mic up, Ann?
Do I want to do what?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's on, she just needed to adjust the direction on it a little.
Good morning, every day.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Ann.
You're good.
I love saying that. Good morning every day. You know, there's an old saying, I don't know if you would call it a joke, but the statement is, every day that my eyes open, I consider it good. Or that I see the sky, or I see, you know, in other words, every day I wake up, I consider it good. Well, that's not a bad place to start, right? Because if we can start there, you can scooch over. Okay. If we start there, if just by opening our eyes and noticing that we're awake and we are here to live this day, that's good. I call that good. By the way, for those of you who don't know, I'm Rev Ann Rea, and I get to say that every Sunday anyway. And it is my joy to serve with, for, in this community, the Everyday Center for Spiritual Living, as its senior minister. Woo! And I was thinking about that statement the other day. And I'm not senior to anything. I mean, there are all these titles and blah blahs that go with, you know, various assignments and positions, but it's important to keep in mind, as Carol so beautifully pointed out in her words from this thing called you this morning, that there is only one of us here. So, for those of you who may be in the room for whom that's a new concept, let me fill you in. I'm going to give you the Thumble version.
Thumble?
Thumble?
The thumble.
Yeah,
Or a,
Thumble size version.
or a thimble. Or a
Or a thimble.
thimble. Yeah.
Well, today it's a thumble. Because sometimes when you're sewing something, you need to use your thumb. Huh.
So there.
So, here we go. The basics of this philosophy are that we believe that there is only one. There is one life, one power, one presence, one creative source that made all of this happen in one way or another.
Yes.
Because it uses, as we are discovering while we explore the avenues of good that are available to all of us, which is our annual theme this year, it has lots of avenues. And it uses them all in various ways, including us. We are individuations of that one energy, that one intelligence, that one breathtakingly creative force for good. Now, how in the world can we say that it's for good if all this other stuff in the world is happening? Indeed. Well, we forget. Because many of us keep looking for someone
or something to take responsibility for what human beings decide to do with their free will.
Right.
Let me tell you right now. Spirit, the universe, God, George, whatever you want to call it, isn't it.
Right.
Which is why people end up disappointed in what their expectation is of this one. It doesn't have a personality like we do. So it doesn't conjure up, contrary to what we may have been told earlier. Exactly. It doesn't conjure up ways to cause people to suffer. Now, how in the world can I say that with conviction? I can say that with conviction because it doesn't make sense. If everything is the same thing, and I don't care whether you and I are having a conversation, or you and Ernest Holmes are having a conversation, or you and Ralph Waldo Emerson are having a conversation, or you and Henry David Thoreau are having a conversation, or you and Dr. Thomas Troward are having a conversation, or you and any scientist you name are having a conversation, everything is made from the same thing.
Yes, that's right.
We don't have to call it God. That's why I said George. Our idea is to name things.
Yes.
Our pets, our plants. We name things, right?
Yes.
Because bless their little hearts. If we didn't have a name to call them, then they wouldn't understand that we were talking to them. But that is not the case with what happens in the spiritual realm. That is not the case. Somehow, each of us is known, which is kind of wild, really. Each of us is known not by our name, but by our choices. Each of us is known by what we do with our free will. And I'd like to be known for walking my talk.
Right. And you do.
Yes.
Thank you, Patty. Because that is more important to me than anything that I can think of. To me. Is for the feeling that someone gets from me to be authentic to me. If I say to any one of you in the room, which I have many of you this morning when I had the chance, I am so happy to see you. It's important to me that you feel that. Not because I want you running around telling everybody in the world about every day and how great the minister is and how she welcomes everyone. Well, actually, you can do that. That would be okay with me. But if it doesn't ring true, and 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 ring true, you get the idea, then I'm not the right person for the job.
But you are.
So what's this got to do with this morning? And what's this got to do with myth or miracle?
Tell us.
Which is my title for today. You want to know?
I'm waiting.
Oh, good. So it's important for you to know that this month's theme is the stories we tell. And I don't know about everybody in the room, but I'd be willing to take a wild guess that there has been a time in your life when you made stuff up. And we continue to make stuff up. We continue to make stuff up about other people. We continue to make stuff up about outcomes of situations when, if we're living in the now, hello? If we're living in the now, how in the world can we make stuff up about outcomes? Well, I hear someone thinking, well, it's a good idea to be prepared. Okay, I'll give you that. Now you're prepared, so what?
Yeah.
Are you prepared for a good outcome? Or are you prepared for the outcome you don't want? I'm not going to ask you to answer that. Are you prepared to step into this day, this now moment, this day, and bring it something new? Or are you prepared to haul around your little red wagon full of yesterday's yesterday?
Good question.
What I call the olds.
Yep.
Because it sure as Dickens isn't the news. It just makes sense to me that preparation's a good thing, right?
Yes.
Preparation's a good thing. And in the human mind, it's a very important thing. We're just geared that way. And if we are preparing for both, if we aren't preparing for the outcome we don't want, and the most outrageously fabulous, amazing, breathtaking, jaw-dropping outcome we can maybe not even imagine, then we're wasting our time. Because all we're doing is using all of our energy to get ready for the worst.
Yeah.
And the worst, I'm not saying whatever your idea of the worst is impossible. What I'm saying is right now it's a myth. It's a fairy tale. And it just makes you feel like poop. Because there's no win in it. And I'm not talking about a win where somebody else has to lose.
Right.
Because that is not your lane. Depending on how we were raised, we could have been raised in a very competitive environment where in order for somebody to be right, somebody else had to be wrong.
Yeah.
In order for somebody to win, somebody else had to lose. But what if we let go of that? What if we let go of that? What if we made room for everybody's truth to be their truth? And in that room that we made for everybody's truth to be their truth, we found that we could listen. We could sit together and listen to each other and learn things. Not necessarily agree, but agreeing isn't the point. Winning isn't the point. Learning is the point. And finding ways to respect each other and extend to each other a kindness that is dependent on nothing. That is a new reality. That we are all being called. We may not have heard it yet, but we are all being called to step into. Because that's how lasting peace can be our experience. So we make up stuff. Why do we make up stuff? Well, we make up stuff because we're afraid. We're afraid that this outcome is actually going to be our experience, and we don't know what else to do. So sure, this takes practice. It takes practice to drag our consciousness, drag our brain over to the other side of the equation and say, well, son of a gun, what would happen if everything worked out fine? What would happen? How would I feel then? Because I already know chapter and verse about how I'm going to feel if it doesn't work out fine. That needs no more rehearsal.
Yeah. Yes.
How am I going to feel when everything works out fine? Finer than fine. Amazingly delicious fine. Now, let's say it does. Everybody has something on their mind. Let's say that whatever it is that you have on your mind just, boom, works out fabulously. Like, holy moly. Then what? Because this is such an interesting phenomenon to me. Because once something works out as well as or better than we can imagine, the myth goes away. I want to know where it goes.
Who cares as long as it's gone?
I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like poof. And as Carol shared in her reading this morning, it goes poof because it has no reality.
Right, yeah.
There is no there. Now, I'm not at all interested in in really researching where it goes, because I know the mess I'd find. This huge pile, I envision, of worst outcomes that didn't happen. The thing is that when a great outcome happens, we have to stop. We have to stop in our tracks. I'm not shitting on you. I'm have-toing on you, which is different. We have to stop in our tracks and we have to say, wow, awesome. I am so grateful. Had you asked me if I could believe this could happen, I would have said no. And here it is, in my experience. Wow! We have to stop and acknowledge what has transpired, what has manifested. Listen to these words now. What has manifested through us.
Yeah.
Through us. It isn't like George sitting on a cloud went, well, okay, Tina, we'll let that one slide and have it all work out.
Okay.
Tina decides. Tina decides that, okay, now that she's prepared for whatever the worst case scenario is, the preparation for the best case scenario insofar as she can do it, because believe me, it's nothing compared to what can happen. Nothing. It's nothing compared to the good that can show up before our very eyes and in our hands for our use. It's nothing. It's peanuts.
Right.
But Tina has to decide that she's open to that. That she's open to the alternative. Willing, available, ready. And say yes to it in advance.
Right.
One of my favorite stories that some of you have already heard a few times is about this 8-year-old boy who really wants a new bike for his birthday. And I mean, he really wants a new bike for his birthday, but he knows that his family does not have the resources right now to provide him with a new bike. But he keeps going to the bike shop and he keeps looking at that bike and he keeps dreaming about the bike and seeing himself riding the bike. These are all hints, by the way, in case you just think I'm telling you a nice story. And he has a grandmother that is always very generous with him. And so he calls her up and he says, Grandma, you know what I'd like for my birthday? And she says, what, honey? I'd really like this new Schwinn 9200 thing with the things and the stuff and in this color, and that's what I'd really like. And I know that it's a lot to ask for, but that's what I'd really like. And she says, well, I'm so glad you told me, because I wouldn't have known if you hadn't told me. That is a hint. Let the universe know what it is that you want.
Right.
Yes, yes, yes.
You don't have to go into a lot of detail. It's not really about what you want, it's how you want to feel.
Yes.
And I dream of myself riding that bike, and I can feel the wind in my hair, and it's just the best. So they get off the phone. And a couple of months later, he calls her, and he says, Grandma, did you remember what I told you I wanted for my birthday? We do that with God, Spirit, the universe, all intelligence. We call it up and we say, do you remember? Really? Really? Of course. Because it lives in us. And if that dream is alive in us, it's alive in it. Because there is no separation. She says, yes, honey, I remember. And she goes through the whole thing, the 9200 with the thing and the other thing. And so his birthday comes. And he's waiting. He's waiting and waiting for Grandma to come. Because he knows that she has never said yes to anything that didn't happen. And his parents are telling him, honey, don't get your hopes up. Anybody get told that? Don't get your hopes up. Don't count on it. You'll be so disappointed if it doesn't happen. And that's a lot to ask of Grandma. And blah, blah, blah. And then here comes Grandma with the bike, just as he wanted it. And he's standing there as she's approaching the door, and he's thinking to himself, I knew. I knew. Even though I was warned not to get my hopes up. This isn't about hope. This is about knowing. So, in case you missed it, the moral to the story is it's not about hoping.
Right.
It's not about finger crossing. It's about claiming what it is that you want changed in your life experience and supporting that with your dreams, with your conversations, with everything that you can think of. And talk to people who are of like mind. Don't talk to people who are going to tell you, not to get your hopes up. Clearly that works for them.
Right.
But that's not what we do. We trust completely in life as it offers itself to us because it is offering itself to itself. I know that's a big dang concept to hold. But know with me, that's the miracle.
Right.
That is the miracle. Is to recognize, it's nothing that God does. It's to recognize, or Spirit does, or George does, or the universe does. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with our recognition, our acceptance, our allowing. are being open and available to what life is just standing there, tapping its toe, waiting to give us, to share with us, to imbue us with. It's just waiting for our yes, because its yes has already been spoken.
Right, right.
So practice. I love to give you homework that's practice. Practice. Practice preparing for whatever worst you want to practice. Not bratwurst. I like bratwurst. But practice for whatever worst case scenario it is that you, whatever myth you, and I know that some of the things that many people are dealing with are serious. And still, there is choice. Still, there is power. Still, there is authority.
Yeah.
Still, there is the opportunity for us to be all that we are and make a difference.
Amen.
Whether it's in our experience or someone else's. Practice. It's fun. It's really fun. You can even say, when you're talking to your higher power, whatever you call it, let me see what you can do. I'm going to give you this. Let me see what you can do. It doesn't mind. It loves challenges. Not in a personality way,
Right.
but because it's challenging itself to dress up and show up and be for us, through us, as us, all that it can. All that we permit. As big as our yes. And so it is.
So it is.
So we're going to share a song called Peace, Light, and Love, and we'd love it if you joined us on the chorus, which is Peace, Light, Love in Me.
It's somebody's turn.
I was thinking it was somebody else's job today. Well, the ushers are here. I didn't even notice. How about that? They knew what their job was. This is now our time for conscious giving, and we invite you to speak our prayer. The love of Spirit,
The love of Spirit,
blesses and multiplies
all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive abundantly. And so it is.
And so it is. Perfect.
For those of you on Zoom who can't see, we have this beautiful dog here who is now part of the giving ceremony. And she is part of our abundance.
Yes, she is.
With deep gratitude for all of that, for our four-legged creatures, I know many of you have them also at home, and for all the gifts that we bring today, and all the gifts that are in the baskets, all the gifts that each and every one of you brings just by being here this beautiful morning. We are grateful, so grateful, and so it is.
And so it is.
Of course.